Flosstube, it's Ashley here for my January and February whip update. I'm sorry I didn't upload for the month of January. Things were a little crazy around here. I quit my job, and so when I recorded I just wasn't myself, and so my camera decided to act up. It didn't want to upload to the computer, so I just said forget about it, I'll just go ahead and do a double month in when I film in March. So I have a lot to talk about. I'm actually going to split this into two separate videos because I have a big haul from an event that I went to, and I'm going to kind of do that as a separate video. But this is probably going to be a long one. There's going to be a pretty large haul at the end, so if you want to skip that, I don't mind, but I'll go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to start with is finishes that I had in the month of January or February. This finish was actually completed at the beginning of March. I was running really behind for a swap I was doing on Instagram. I got my partner a little late, and every project, I tried 4 projects before I finally got one that worked out for me. And I'll go ahead and show you a picture of the finished, it's actually an FFO, I'll go ahead and show that to you here. And so this was a Greek mythology themed swap. My partner said that she liked Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, and I found these patterns on Etsy, and I'm going to go ahead and I don't want to butcher the name, so I'm going to put it right here, of the seller on Etsy who I bought these from, and they're actually 3 separate patterns, but I went ahead and stitched them all together. They're on kind of a light gray, bluish Aida. And so they're called Ye Gods, and I went ahead and finished them up into a pillow, and it's kind of like one of those long lumbar support pillows. But I thought it came out really cute. I was really happy with that. That actually is scheduled for pickup today. My mail delivers really late, so it'll be a little later this afternoon. I'm filming in the morning, but it's scheduled for pickup today, so hopefully she'll get that by the end of the week, and I hope she enjoys it. Next thing I'm going to talk about is my round robins. This year in the month of January I started I joined a round robin from Facebook. So I actually have done 2 projects. We ship in the middle of the month. We ship the week of the 15th. So I've done 2 projects. I'll be shipping one out here next week, but I'll go ahead and show you the January project. And that's this one. This is a Lizzie Kate themed round. And so the design that the first person I stitched her project on, she decided to do the 3 Little Word series. And traditionally it's one of those flip series, and usually they go vertically, and she decided to do it as 2 different pieces in 2 squares with 4 of the designs in each. I thought that was really cute, kind of different than the regular just vertical really long project. She said that you can either do one of the 3 words, or you can do the full block, and I decided to go ahead and do the full block. And as you can see, it says never give up, make it happen. I like that one. It was kind of speaking to me at the time that I started it, so I went ahead and did that. I had a little bit of counting problems, but it all worked out in the end. That little bird who's teal, his symbol is very similar to a dark brown, and so I stitched him dark brown and was online looking around and saw that he's supposed to be teal. Double check the pattern and go figure. I stitched the wrong color. But that was the one I worked on in January. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the one I worked on in February. It's called Autumn Alphabet. I still have it here, so I can go ahead and show you the full piece. Autumn Alphabet. And I decided you do 2 letters, and she asked that you pick 2 that were were attached to some that were already done, so you didn't have any counting problems. So I did the P and the Q. I liked the colors in the P, kind of this dark orange color, and the teal. Sorry, my computer's making noise. So I liked that one, so I decided to do that one. So those are the 2 round robins I worked on these past 2 months. Nothing big. I was really actually kind of happy when I saw how small the one was for this month, because I was running really late on my rotation, which I'm going to talk about a little later. And so I was able to catch up because that one only took me a day rather than the time I allotted in my rotation. Next up, we're going to go ahead and move to my whips. And so I had, besides the finish that you've already seen and the round robins, I had 5 different whips that I worked on in the past 2 months. And the first one I'm going to show you is Stargazer. That's where she is. I'll insert a picture here of what the full design looks like. So in the first month, I got her hair, which I stitched the wrong color, and then had to go back and redo, and I got all of her skin done. And then started on her body. I didn't really get that much done on her in the month of February. Most of this was done in January, but I'm hoping to get more done on her. I actually allotted her 2 slots in this month's rotation. So she'll be stitched on twice if I keep to my rotation, which I haven't been doing lately. This is stitched on a 32 count Lugana from Picture This Plus in Nocturne. I really like the way it's coming out so far. I'm really happy with it. I just wish that I kind of felt compelled to work on it a little bit more, but I think this month is going to be her month. She's going to get a lot more done on her. Okay, my next whip is Twisted Rainbows, the Twisted Rainbow Sampler by Northern Expressions. This is stitched on a 32 count linen in Pearl Gray, and here's where I am. I love this project. I love this project. I was really afraid of it to start with because there's specialty stitches. Every other band, like the first band is cross stitches, and then you have a specialty stitch, and then you have cross stitches and specialty stitches. And I thought I was going to hate this project. I was so afraid of those specialty stitches, and I actually love the specialty stitch bands, and I kind of hate the cross stitch bands because I want to get back to doing the specialty stitches because I enjoy them so much. But I'm stitching these with the Dinky dies. It's my first time working with silk. This was a treat for Finishing Elsa to purchase this pattern and the supplies and start on it. I thought about doing it on the black fabric that you see in the picture. I'll actually go ahead and insert that here of the finished design. And because I'd never worked on specialty stitches before, I'd never stitched on black before, I was afraid to do that for the first time. So I went with kind of a neutral gray. I didn't like the white. I didn't like it on white, but I wanted to go for something just a little bit darker but still neutral, so the gray is a good choice for that. The next one I'm going to show you is a stitch along I'm doing with my best friend Amanda, and she and I are stitching the stitch along from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery from last year, the Storytime Sampler. We found Frosted Pumpkin fairly late in the year, and I didn't want to start at the end of the year, so we decided to go ahead and do this together. I've done 2 months, and here it is, the 2 that I've done. We've got Alice in Wonderland, and then we have The Secret Garden. I love the Secret Garden block. I think it's really cute. And I think, does anybody else think that Alice in this looks like Lindy Stitches? When I first finished it, I thought, that looks just like Lindy Stitches. Stuff from Lindy Stitches. So, maybe it's just me. This is stitched on a 32 count Lugana from Picture This Plus in Storm. It's a nice gray. So this rotation is actually today. Once I finish filming and get it edited and uploaded, I'm going to be working on this for the next 3 days. Like I said, we're going to talk about rotation a little bit later because my plans for the year have kind of already gone out the window. Speaking of plans going completely out the window, I, in my last video, had shown and mentioned a project I was going to do for my uncle because his son was being born, his second son. And he's been born. He was actually born right before the big blizzard in the north back in January. And I was going to stitch, it was a Brooks Books Publishing design with little boys' clothes on a clothesline, and then a blanket with the name. And I love that. I thought it was super cute, but then I saw Just Nan Baby Garden. Once I saw Just Nan Baby Garden, the Brooks Books went out the window. So I found the pattern on Stash and Load, and when I found it on Stash and Load, I said, okay, that's just a sign for me that I need to stitch this and not what I was planning to stitch for Grant. Sorry, I had to cover up his name there. I didn't get permission from my uncle to show his full name here on YouTube. So here's where I am on Just Nan Baby Garden. I think this is the most adorable pattern I've ever stitched. Ever. This is stitched on a 32 count linen in light mocha. It's just stitched with DMC, but I think it's the most adorable thing ever. I love, it's not gonna focus. There's these little bees, there's these little ladybugs, I love the little frogs. I think it's adorable. I did make a mistake when I was stitching on it. These two right here, I stitched this one and then this one, and then I realized this one was off. It was off half a square because this is over 2, so it was half off towards the little pond, and then so I took it out and stitched it, and then realized that I stitched it completely like 2 rows below. So I will have to undo that, redo it a second time, but I'm not bitter. I love this design. I think this is so cute. Every time I finish something, a band on it, I'm excited. I post it on Facebook. My family gets to see it. They all think it's adorable. His name's Grant, and he was a huge baby. He was huge. He was 21.5 inches long and 12 pounds, I think. He was a big boy, but he was born right before the blizzard up in the north, so super adorable. I'm really happy that I decided to change this one. So I can't wait to get it done and get it, I'm going to have it professionally framed and send it off to them. Their first son, Miles, I made him, I was kind of in a knitting kick back then, and I made him a baby blanket, but I don't have it in me to make another baby blanket. So you get some cross stitching. The last whip that I worked on in this month is actually some test stitching that I'm doing for Lindy Stitches, and this is the, what does she call it? I think she just calls it Smokey the Grammar Nazi, but it says only you can prevent bad grammar. That was funny. She was put out a call looking for test stitchers, and so I got in contact with her, and this is the first one that I'm doing for her. I think that's funny because my boyfriend is a grammar Nazi. If he's watching, what is that? We were watching Game of Thrones, and one of the characters, Stannis, kept correcting people about their grammar, and he was doing it right along with them. If he watches anything and they say, you know, well, like Amanda and I, or it's supposed to be Amanda and me, he'll correct them. He can't help it, even on a TV show. He has to. He's terrible at it. But this is where I am so far. Almost have his face done. He's so grumpy. He's so grumpy looking. He's just a big old grump. This is just stitched on 14 count Aida. Makes it really easy. It's a nice project. He's in my rotation. He's actually going to get a proper spot rather than just sitting downstairs on the couch because she is signed up for a market event. So I want to get this to her as quickly as possible. So that's Smokey, Grammar Nazi. That's where he is. So you'll notice I didn't work on a Heaven and Earth. I did about 200 stitches on Snow White. I did not work on Blue Dragon. I definitely did not work on a Heaven and Earth for 7 days out of the month. It just didn't happen. I don't have it in me right now to stitch on my Heaven and Earths. I still love them, but they're put up to the side right now because I have so much that I want to work on. I have so much new that I want to work on that you're going to see some in this video and some in the next. There's so much confetti. I don't have it in me right now. Still love them. Still keeping them. I'm definitely going to work on them, just not right now. I do have them in the rotation, but I don't know if I'm actually going to stitch on them when I'm supposed to. We're going to talk about my rotation. And I was, in January, I tried really hard to keep to a 3-day rotation. And that kind of happened organically at the beginning of the month. I was working on Stargazer. I worked on it for about 3 days, and I really wanted to go to Twisted Rainbow. And I worked on Twisted Rainbow for about 3 days, and then Amanda asked, hey, when are we going to work on Storytime? We got to start the same day. So then we worked on that. After that, that's kind of where the rotation completely fell apart because it did not take me 3 days to finish Storytime. It only took me 2, and so I went back to Stargazer for 1 day, and then I didn't want to move on to Heaven and Earth, which is what I was supposed to start, and it just fell apart from there. So I got a planner from, this is from Plum Paper Designs on Etsy. Super cute planner. to keep myself in check, but it's a nice planner. So to keep track of my rotation, I use washi tape and I plan out my month. And as you can see, everything's got a 3-day rotation, like from the back from the 28th of February through the 1st of March, I was going to get my swap project done. And then I was going to work on the round robin from the 2nd to the 4th. Well, that didn't happen because my swap project took through the 3rd. And so that only left me 1 day to work on my round robin. And then I also had to FFO my swap project. But it all worked out. And so I'm back on schedule. I worked on Twisted Rainbow for 3 days. And then I go to, what do I go to? Then I go to story time, and then I think I go back to baby garden. So it's just a nice way for me to kind of plan out my month. I also have important things like what day I was supposed to put my swap project. I was, you know, that was, I'm in Tennessee, so we do Super Tuesday for the primaries, and so I made sure I put to vote to ship out my round robin, little things like that. Also, there's a new stitch along starting on Cross Stitch and Discuss. I have little flags for that. But then I also have, I'm going to go to this week. There's a week view. And so on the week view, I actually put what I work, it's not going to focus on it, but I actually put what I worked on that day. And then because I quit my job, I'm interviewing right now. So I put little tags for days I need to interview. And then this week, because I knew I was going to be filming, I put my film notes. I like to put little stickers or quotes over here. Things I need to remember. And then on this view, I was supposed to record yesterday, and I didn't, so I'm recording today. I have an event possibly on Saturday and Sunday. So it's just a nice little way for me to keep track of what I planned to work on and then what I actually worked on. It's a nice planner. I don't know if I like this layout. Next year I might go to a different planner system altogether, but it's nice for now. It's a nice way for me to keep track of what I've worked on. I don't use an hour counter, so that's not in here. I might do that. I might go back to an hour counter because I had somebody ask me, hey, how long have you worked on Twisted Rainbow Sampler altogether, do you think? And I couldn't answer her. But with this, maybe I can keep track of hours, or at least how many days I worked on something. So, and actually Cross Stitch and Discuss right now has a planner event going on where everybody's sharing pictures of their planners and kind of getting on the bandwagon. So it's a lot of fun, it's cute, and it's a good way for me to keep track of myself. Okay, we're going to go into my haul. And this is just, so if you don't want to watch haul, go ahead and skip out now, and I'll see you next month. Thanks for watching, but this is going to be kind of a rather large haul. Because it's 2 months worth. So we're going to go ahead and talk about, I bought a lot of Mirabilia designs in the month of January, like 7. So I'm going to go ahead and go through those real fast. First one I got is Mermaids of the Deep Blue. And I got this because I saw a conversion of Stargazer that the stitcher used the hair, this hair from this mermaid, to do Stargazer's hair. So she had this beautiful long hair coming out the back. I thought it was gorgeous and I really wanted to do it, and I tried and I failed, and so I just kind of set it to the side. Once I'm done with everything else on Stargazer besides the beading, I might go back and try again. I think my method for trying to convert that was a little off. I might do it digitally. But, so that's Mermaids of the Deep Blue. But I like this one as well, and I think they've changed it. Or they've discontinued it, or they updated it. Something's different about it, so I wanted to get it before they did that. So that's cute. My next one I purchased through a friend of mine here on Flosstube. These, it's a set of, it's 2 sets that coordinate together. And it is Maidens of the Seasons, and this is part 1, which is spring and summer, and then autumn and winter. And so I plan to do them side by side. I might do that as a gift for my mom. I think she'd really like that. I have lots of plans of things to stitch for my mom, but I thought those were really pretty. I liked them. She said, hey, do you have any interest in these? And I said, yes, I do. Next thing I got, I am really into kind of, I'm a big history buff, and I really like Edwardian kind of timeline, kind of the late 18th century, early 19th century. I'm a big Downton Abbey fan, bustle skirts, all of that. It's one of my favorite times in history. So I saw these on Stash and Load, and they reminded me of that time, and so I really liked them. This is Portrait of Caroline in pink. And then Portrait of Lauren in blue. So they kind of reminded me of that time period, kind of the late 18th century kind of feel to them. So I liked those, went ahead and got them. The last two that I have are from Nora Corbett, and they are, I got them from Under the Sea Fabrics. I also got the embellishment packs, but I don't feel like hunting them down. They're tucked away in a drawer right now. So the first one I got is Minerva. I love the colors in that one. And then I also got Raven. And then after I got these, I saw Gigi. And I really want to get Gigi, and I think I want to do Gigi first. I'll insert a picture of Gigi here. And I think she's awesomely sassy. I love the way she's kind of posing with the broom out. So I might do her before I do these other two. But I don't even have that pattern yet. But these are the Bewitching Pixies, and I really like those. The next thing I'm going to show you is a pattern and fabric that I ordered off of Etsy. The seller is The Primitive Hair, and this is the Pride and Prejudice Bicentenary sampler. And here's a picture of it. And I love Pride and Prejudice. And I saw Tara C. posted that she bought this, and she bought the fabric, and I loved it, and I had to have it. And so I also got the Mermaid Bay Linen 32 count that the sampler is stitched on. And I think this is gorgeous. Very antique blue. It's coming off a little purple, but it's more blue. My camera's just picking it up a little funky. Beautiful fabric. It shipped from Italy. It actually got here pretty quickly, considering it shipped from Italy. I'm really happy with it. And so that, I don't know when I'm going to start it. It's not in the rotation right now, but we'll see. Next thing that I got is from 123 Stitch. It is from Just Nan. It is called Snowflowers. Sorry about the glare. Gorgeous pattern. Love the colors. It came with a little embellishment kit. And I also ordered all of the supplies for it. I've got it tucked here. I ordered the threads, and then I ordered the fabric that it's stitched on in the model, which is a 32 count Lugana and Exotic Orchid. It's a gorgeous fabric. Beautiful purple. I am hoping to start on this month. Preferably. I think it's the last thing I have to work on this month. So that'll be getting started here soon. Love that pattern and fabric. I also got offline, I found a shop that was selling Downton Abbey fabric. And I'm a big, huge Downton Abbey fan. So I went ahead and ordered a bunch of fat quarters of it. So there's this one that kind of just says Downton Abbey, and it comes in 3 colors. Almost all of these come in 3 colors. This kind of light cream, this darker beige, and then this kind of bluish gray. So this one just says Downton Abbey all over it. There's also one that shows, in case you don't know, Downton Abbey, British television show, is filmed at Highclere Castle in England, and so that's what stands for the Abbey. So this one has Downton Abbey with Highclere in it and some polka dots. And this comes in all 3 of the same colors as the last one. And then there's one that has smaller Highcleres on it. and say Downton Abbey. There's also one that I think it's just meant to kind of be, I don't get it. This one. Upside down. Kind of like just frames. It says Downton Abbey. It has high clear on it, but I don't really see it as being very Downton Abbey inspired. But this one only came in this one color. So because I bought all of these, I decided I needed to have a Downton Abbey or high clear pattern, and I just wanted to make it into a pillow. So I went ahead and bought a pattern off of Etsy, and I'll go ahead and insert it here. And it's just a high clear castle. I figure I'll probably do this as some kind of pillow and put it up here in my stitching room. Cute, simple, love it. So I also bought several subversive themed patterns over the past couple of months, and I'm not going to take the time to talk about every single one, but I'm going to insert pictures of one or two by each designer that I purchased from. Hiccups. I'll go ahead and insert them here. And then I'm actually I signed up for a second round robin, and it is a subversive themed round robin, and here's the pattern I'm going to be doing for that one. And this is by Spruce X Stitch on Etsy. And I'll go ahead and put a link to all of these stores in the description below. But it just says I can't adult today. I'm going to change the colors. I'm actually going to be stitching this on a fabric I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to change it to more kind of blues and purples. All of those colors around it. Thought it was cute. It'll make a nice round robin project. There's only 5 of us in the round, so I need to have enough for 4 stitchers to stitch on, because I don't think I'm going to stitch on it. I think I'm just going to send it out. I might stitch a little to kind of show the placement, but other than that, I'm not going to stitch on it. So next up is I joined Fabric of the Month. I think I had one in my last video too. So I have 2 from Under the Sea Fabrics, and I have one also by Fabrics by Stephanie, so I'll show that one first. And I went with a 28 count opal linen for my ones from Hand Dyeds by Steph, and this color is Rhiannon. Gorgeous purples, blues. I think there's also some like corally color in it. You can kind of see that here. Some of that orangey color came out. Pinks and purples and blues. It's gorgeous. And this is opal. Thought that one was really pretty. This next one, I can't remember. I think this was the January one. Under the Sea Fabrics, this is NYX. And I get a 28 count linen in Under the Sea Fabric of the Month. Deep blues, some grays, some brighter blues. Pretty. And this next one is the one this is the February Fabric of the Month. 28 count. This is the one I'm going to do send out with the subversive one. Bright pink. This is called Florin. I thought this would be really pretty with the blacks and the purples and the blues for I Can't Adult Today. I think she said on the Facebook group that she actually changed the dye a lot, and it's kind of more coral than pink now. But I like it as the pink. Looking at it, I didn't know what I was going to stitch on it when I got it, but then I joined that subversive round, and I think it'd be perfect for that. Okay, we're in the home stretch. Last thing I'm going to talk about is some project bags that I purchased off of Etsy. The first ones that I got are from a seller called J. Lee C. And I got 6 of them, and she calls these the super sandwich snack bags because they're kind of like reusable sandwich bags. Like this one's kind of a snack size, there's a gallon size, and there's also like a sandwich size. So I got 2 in each size, and they are perfect for putting little supplies. This one I currently have for Smokey, and he stays on his frame so I don't fit his fabric into here. So that's cute. I also have 2 of the kind of actual sandwich bags. And this one is for, I think this one is actually for Twisted Rainbow. So it's fabric. But the fabric for these, I can kind of fold them up and fit in here. Storytime when it's not on, not Storytime, Stargazer when it's not on its frame, I fit it into here. Its threads are in a thread box on bobbins. But for Twisted Rainbow, its threads are kind of all separate because I didn't bother to put them on bobbins, but it's cute. Usually, and you'll see here in a second, I have a needle minder for every project, and so I put the needle minder on the outside and I know what project it is. This one is the big one. This is Heaven and Earth. Obviously, this is Blue Dragon. And so those are the big ones. I love these for kind of storing projects just to be safe at home. I think I might order a couple more. We'll see. And my next project bag, and the last thing we're going to talk about in this video, is one that I ordered from a seller. And that seller is So Much to Love. And this is more of kind of a traveling project bag. And here it is. And it's got on the back. So it is fully lined on the inside, and it's got some like quilted batting in it to kind of give it a little bit of a plush. But this size right here can fit in 8x8 Q-snap in it. And actually, in this one, I've been keeping, because it's on the couch and we eat on the couch, this can actually hold up against a little bit of liquid in case I spill something or food goes flying. It can protect it from it. So I actually am right now am keeping Smokey in this bag. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back in his little thing. But it just zips right up. Can fit a Q-snap in it. Love it. She sells a bigger size that can fit an 11x11 frame, and then she also has one that is this, I think it's this dimensions, but it has a bigger bottom. Like it's fanned out at the bottom, and so you can fit, if you do Heaven and Earth designs, if you do like floss bags, you can fit more in the bag itself with your project, and then you don't have to have a separate bag for your floss. So I love that one. These are a little expensive. I don't know if I'm going to order any more of them. This one I actually caught on sale on her site. So it was a little bit cheaper. Sorry, there's a bug flying outside my window. They're a little expensive. They're great quality, but I don't know if I need more than one. So that's all I've got for you for this month in this video. It is March 8th right now, so I will see you in April. April's one of my favorite months. It's my birthday month. For another update, I'm going to try to keep to my rotation, work on a couple more projects than I did last month. I'm going to try. I do have a 3-day rotation of Heaven and Earth. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if I actually stitch on it. Obviously, the past 2 months didn't go so well on my Heaven and Earth plans. So we'll talk about that. We'll see if I get anything done on that, and I'll see you next month.